Hello, my name is Ioannis Panagiotou. I am an artist and composer and a tutor in composing for screen at the University of Edinburgh. Welcome to my talk from the International Conference of Literature, Language and Cultural Development, where I will talk about the intentional shift of attentional focus in the music for media, using as a case study my artwork for video and piano titled The String. People that compose music for screen are always between two different worlds: the artistic world of composition and self-expression, and the world of commercial music. We can see that in these two different examples, starting from Jeremy Borum, who says, if you're affiliated with the idea that a commercial working composer can also be a pure artist, the best thing you can do is to get over yourself right away. In the music industry, composers can be artists, but they're service providers first and artists second. They are serving a film, television, show, game or advertisement, and many of those products do not require music that is groundbreaking or thought-provoking. Composers often need to write fairly simple functional music that does a job in a very specific way. At times, there is a need for great artistry, but in any other instances, the right music for the job is not a work of art that makes the composer proud. So this is a very common scenario, but there is always the opposite side, which comes from Ioannis, who is a composer really well associated with early Hollywood film music, while he never composed any music for Hollywood. So Sandberg says, there can and must be found in the production of plays and operas to satisfy the demand of the more highly educated plus the demand of art. I do not assume that the industry, which at present produces music pictures, could or cares to start such a turn towards pure art. This could only be done by new men. I further do not assume that the theatres, which are now owned by the industry, should be used for such works of art. Art does not need so much pomp. Its own splendor creates a scene of dignity, which cannot be compassed by materialistic profusion. From my point of view, an artist that really satisfies the ideas of Alan Sandberg is Samuel Beckett, starting from his radio play Cascando, where we can see three characters. These three characters are the opener, the voice, and the music. So music is a character in a play. It's not just an element that provides emotional support to the play. These three characters are the alter ego of each other, and we can also maybe guess that they're also the alter ego of Samuel Beckett himself. The opener is the most logical aspect of the writer who tries to control the situation. The voice is the most functional aspect, which has many worries about the creative process. And music has a more ontological aspect, maybe more spiritual or something that cannot really be described by words. This is a very eye-opening play for my personal artistic practice, because I always had the need to find a way to break the hierarchies and use music as a character in a play instead of being in the bottom of the structure of an artistic creation. In Cascando, we can see a very interesting play of the ontology of music, which functions both as a diegetic and a non-diegetic element. As Gilles Deleuze could describe it, he says, between the two, the off-screen voice and the pure field of space, there is a scission, a line of separation, as in Greek theatre or the Japanese no theatre. So music is hard, connecting the voids and the silence. This is something really interesting for the ontology of music, which we can very interestingly connect with what Toru Takemitsu says about silence in music. Silence surrounds a dark world of death, That's why we don't really like silence. That's why we're so afraid of it. Takemitsu continues by saying, sometimes confronting silence by uttering a sound is nothing but verify one's own existence. So if music and the absence of silence is so powerful that can confront silence, we need to find a way to bring music in the front. And that's something that we can see happening in Greek theater, in the Japanese no theater. Following the thread from Cascand and Samuel Beckett, the ancient Greek theater and no theater of Deleuze, and the idea of silence, death, and music of Toru Takemitsu, we can move on into my artwork, The String, which is my case study for today. The String is an artwork for video, a live performer playing grand piano, and an 8-channel surround system. In this piece, I aim to hunt lost memories of my family, specifically memories of my grandpa from the Greek Civil War. Now let's play the video and we can move on and discuss this line of separation between the video and the music and the function of music in this, let's so-called, play. Trying to analyze a string through the model of film music perception, we can see that our perception analyzes oral and visual stimulus, and then it pretty much checks if there's an association judgment and an accent structure relationship. In this piece, we can clearly see that sometimes the answer is yes and sometimes the answer is no, which means that the end product, sometimes it has a shift of attentional focus, which is something that we don't really want in film music, and sometimes it doesn't have a shift of attentional focus. But following the ideas from the beginning of my speech, we can see the importance of this line of separation, having moments of connections between the video and the live performer, and having them separately, and seeing the music disturbing the video and the music disturbing the film, and creating a dialogue between these two elements as if they were characters in the same play. Trying to understand the importance of the shift of attentional focus in my creative practice and this play of hierarchies between the different media that construct my creative practice, we can use as a metaphor the practice of pilgrimage. So, as Michael Tosic describes it, pilgrimage is the process analogous to the translation between home and shrine, profane and sacred, formal and informal, official and unofficial voices. So it's this play between lost memories of my family and the material aspect of my creative materials, my music, my video, my performance art. It's this play between death and how we confront death through music. As Deleuze describes it when he analyzes theories of Murphy, there are two worlds, the physical and the mental, the corporeal and the spiritual, the real and the possible. Thank you for your time.